What's good? Uh, I'm gonna get pretty deep conspiratorial right now and speculate and try to tie together some little tidbits of information in which I have been hearing. But what if people don't have to be taken over from outside? That actually, what if there's already like microscopic machinery that is being dropped from the chemtrails? So it's in the water, it's in the earth. It's in the animals are eating it. It's inside of them. It's inside of us. And as soon as it hits the bloodstream, just like a virus, it activates. And then it starts collecting materials and then kind of making a mimic human cell. You know what I'm saying? But instead, it's like a nanofiber, nanotube, self-automated kind of fiber synthetic computer chip that copies stuff that's in nature. You know what I'm saying? So it and then it reports back to the database. And over time, each time you like say an animal eats another animal, it's eating its nanobots. Now these nanobots are in that system, joining with that population inside of this host for the time being, and etc. etc. Like with humans, we get ingestation through what if they're intentionally feeding the things we're being fed microchips or nanobots and fibrous filament things like Morgellons. And this is like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but kind of mixed in with the Matrix, kind of mixed in with uh, Terminator. That's why I like to call it the Terminatrix. You know what I'm saying? Scenario. It's the Terminatrix scenario because you know what I'm saying. They're really closely linked. Skynet is the same thing. An agent is a employee of Skynet. You can enter, and there are Terminator type programs in that because that's more virtual, and but yeah, Terminator is more physical. But you see how there's an interplay of virtual and physical, and in Terminator there's like the time. There's post Armageddon. They keep going back pre Armageddon, so they're stuck in this little loop of time. But it's crazy. But what it is like in Daniel it talks about trying to mix the iron with the clay. I mean, I think that's a multi-layered topic there. I think in the end times it said this kingdom will be partially strong but yet partially broken because iron and iron and clay shall not cleave. And it says they shall try to cleave themselves to with the seeds of men, but it shall not last or whatnot. And this might be part of that. But I also seen mixing clay and iron. You could think of tyrannical democracy because it's pliable like a democracy, but yet it's still tyrannical. It's iron mixed with clay. That's a system that is gonna fall apart and collapse because these two things, these two elements, don't mix. And that's what this whole thing is about. Is like maybe potentially, L.A. Marzulli does some good research on how these little microchips that can move, they're alive. They're almost like organisms inside of people, like little terminators, little living, growing, moving, navigating the body, foreign object. You know what I'm saying? And it's strange times. Then you can also think you can take it back to the Michael Keaton Batman scenario, and uh, the Joker was mixing stuff like you would smoke a cigarette, spray hairspray in your hair, and then do some mouthwash, and this mixing would cause this reaction where you'd get Joker face, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, is this something to do with the nanobot technology? You know what I'm saying? The transhumanist agenda, and is the final component is maybe they've already got us and mapped us to some extent anyway right now, and but this mark of the beast component is really deep. What is it? If we already do have these foreign objects inside of us, moving around, living inside of us, and tattling back to the Skynet, to you know what I'm saying, about where we are, how we're feeling, the things we're doing, what, you know what I'm saying. I'm wondering right now what's going on with those web bots, those things that were supposed to predict Armageddon. It's like no one talks about them anymore. Another good good things that this all works into the Golden Eye, I think was the name of the movie. Eagle Eye, Golden Eye, with the dude from Transformers was in it, and the computer system was chasing him around everywhere, like Enemy of the State. Oh, Enemy of the State, it's humans doing it. On that movie, it was the machine itself, Skynet, activated, and it had it was trying to avoid Armageddon. It was the web bots took over the system and brought about Armageddon situation anyway. So I mean, this is so deep and crazy that it is so sick with it. And here's another theory of mine about this: our gradual takeover, where these things, they get in, they feed, and they grow inside of you, and eventually they mimic you. You know what I'm saying? So they can maybe take you over, and you can become transhuman or modified, augmented without your even knowledge, potentially, or poisoned for a later date where they're gonna hit the zombie switch. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that goes. Now you can add that in there to the Walking Dead, how they said the zombie is in everyone. It's because maybe it's nanobots, because they're machines and they don't want to die, and they're inside of us, each of us. When our heart stops, they reanimate, and they just, the only thing they can do is feed on the life in the other people's blood, basically, which is quite creepy. Very, like I was saying, in the Ezekiel 5 talks a lot about zombies, man, or people eating people, and it sounds like it could be related to zombies. But anyway, that's a potential here. Or even worse, that people can be remote controlled and droned into just ghouls, like vampirous, cannibalistic ghouls that just seek to just kill anything that's living. And this all potentially could be related to chemtrails, dude, and high barium aluminum sulfate particuli. You know what I'm saying? But there's another. I've heard also that they found these strange blood or red blood cells that are just flying in the sky. Why would people be spraying blood if it's, if it's synthetic blood? It's nano blood, basically, and this is really a deep, creepy topic. It is invasion of the body snatchers, the pod people, Stepford Wives, MK Ultra, Divergent. These are all the Matrix, where the thing can just tap into a person that's living, and then it can be an agent. All this zombie could all be tied into this nanoparticle particuli uh, ingestion. And then we also have, it's known that Walmart is basically spraying smart fiber on all of its merchandise, so they can track it in real time anywhere on the globe. Anything moves, anywhere it moves, somehow they can track it and see it with the supercomputer that's over. I think it's over by the Vatican, just like the Vatican has the vault with all the hidden knowledge, in the old Angels and Demons movie. I mean, that is real talk, though. They do have this vast vault, and supposedly over there in Europe somewhere, they got a supercomputer called the Christos, and it's all of its stuff adds up to the 666, all that, and it also talks about the image of the beast. What if the image of the beast is Skynet takes on avatars, and it comes out and it looks like it's a god? It's ever present. It's everywhere. It can holograph anywhere. It's always watching you. It's inside of you. So that is your false messiah, false god, lawnmower man type. You know what I'm saying? Craziness. But transcendence with Johnny Depp. I can't remember what the exact name of that is, but same concept. I mean, that's just Lawnmower Man. There was also a movie with Emilio Estevez back in the 80s where he was playing video games, and he got stuck in the video game and became the game. I mean, this is an old Ghost in the Machine, you know what I'm saying? White Noise. All this stuff is possibly it's related topics, to this stuff because they say that spirits, electromagnetic fields, what machines communicate with, electromagnetic frequencies and fields. You know what I'm saying? So could they're trying to let the demons or whatever, the entities from a different dimension through CERN, and they're trying to make a programmable matter that they can just program a body, and these things can come in and inhabit it, and it'd be like their avatar. That's really what Avatar is about. It's about giving ancient spirits a new body, like a soul transplant. What it seems like, and that seems to fit the scenario pretty good. That's what you could think of it is. It's a soul transplant to some kind of hybridization of a man. You know what I'm saying? So crazy stuff, man. Nanoparticuli, smart dust, nanobots.